Hi there. Okay, I'm back with more division and more fractions. Okay, so 1/3 is divided by 3/4. So, what is the question asking you to do? How many times do 3/4 go into 1/3? Okay, so I want you to take a minute and think about this. When we are comparing these two fractions, which one is bigger, 1/3 or 3/4? You could probably say that yes, if especially if you're sort of imagining a clock, I know that 1/3 is 20 minutes, and if I have 3/4, that's 45 minutes. So I know that the second fraction is bigger than the first fraction. So what does that mean? That means I can sort of intelligently, I can make an educated guess, shall we say, that the answer is going to be smaller than 1 because I don't think this number would go into the first number even once. So let's see. So the first step with fraction and division, you're going to represent both of the fractions in an area model. So here we are. I'm going to divide the first fraction, the first area model, first whole from top to bottom, and I have 1/3. I have my 1/3 right there, and then I'm going to draw another area model, and I'm going to dissect that whole from side to side, and I have 1, 2, 3, so that's my 3/4. Okay, so in order to find a common denominator for these two fractions, I am going to superimpose the two area models on top of each other. So I am going to dissect this one from side to side in 4 equal parts. I'm going to dissect this one from top to bottom into 3 equal parts. So what we did is, in order to find a common denominator, I multiplied, and also here what I'm doing is I'm going to find an equivalent fraction, right? Okay, using the common denominator. So I'm multiplying the both numerator and the denominator by 4. And I know that my equivalent fraction for 1/3 here is 4/12. And on this side, I'm multiplying both the numerator and the denominator by 3. And I have 9/12. That's my equivalent fraction for 3/4. And let's see, so I want to know 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And I want to know how many times does 9 go into 1, 2, 3, and 4. So how many times does 9 go into 4? How many times indeed? Okay, so if I have 9 of these pieces colored in, then I can say 9 go into 9 once. However, I don't even have that. I only have 4. So 9 does not go into 4 even once, right? So because that means unless I have 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, unless I have that many units colored in, I don't have the whole. I don't have a whole. I don't have 9 out of 9. So I only have 4 out of 9. That's the actually our answer because I don't have 9. I only have 4 out of 9, which is smaller than 1. So the answer to this question is actually 4 ninths. And also, you can also see how many times does 9 go into 4. If I represent that in a division, what we are figuring out is 4 divided by 9, right? So if I rewrite that, you could also see that you get the same answer right over here. So it's 4 ninths. And it does make sense if you're trying to think about, okay, I'm looking at my division, I'm looking at 2 of the fractions. If the second fraction is bigger than the first, I can safely assume, I can make an educated guess that yes, my answer should be smaller than 1. And it is. So for whatever reason, if you got a number that is bigger than 1, you might have done something funky in the middle process. So first step, look at the fractions. Which one is bigger? Am I expecting to see a number that is bigger than 1 or smaller than 1? That's one way to sort of guess where you're going with the area model and with your calculations and your processes. Okay, thank you so much. Bye-bye.